what is number 4? Tell me, Amber.
Negative 15, 0 for x, and y, 0, negative 9 for y.
Almost good now. It's like 5, you can tell me 5. Okay.
For x, 0, y, 6.
Good job. 6. Awesome. What about 6? Ben?
X is y is 6 and 0 is 6, and then x is
Yeah.
negative 11.
Right. And 7. Last one. Neil.
Y is 0, 7, and x is negative 5, 0.
That's what they all just said, so if you didn't hear someone, it's right up on the board. Number 8. Yeah.
X equals negative 2 and y equals negative 3.
Good job. 9. Grace.
X is 10 and y is negative 6.
Good job. Number 10. Anything else?
Y is 1.2
Yes. Good job. And those are what? Almost the very last one. Yeah.
X is 14 and y is 18.
Good job. Those are all the ordered pairs. And the very last one, 12. You can tell me 12.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
For 11, did you say
Yeah, it should be. Put it up there. Number 12. Who got the very last one today?
y equals 0, negative 3.5, x
What are you this time? Negative 2.5. So 12, x is negative 2.5, y is 0, negative 2.5. Any questions? I think you guys just probably divided wrong. Make sure. Thumbs up and thumbs down. Alright, wonderful. Now take out your homework.
Yay, homework.
Hopefully these first 3 were extremely easy.
They were the hardest.
So number 1. Number 2. Josh.
Y is 0, 1, and x is negative 2, 0.
Number 3. Done.
X is 1, 0, y is 0, negative 2.
Those are the first 3. I'm sure that everyone got the same. These are a little bit more difficult. 4. Tell me x and y, please.
X is positive, and y is negative 3.
Good job. It should look like my graph right there. Number 5. Skylar.
Y is 0.
Good job. And the line should look like mine. And number 6. X and y. Drew.
Y is 9, and x is negative 4.
So negative 12, 0, 0, 9. Doesn't look like that, but any questions on the first row? Alright, second row, number 7. Neil.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, never mind. But for number 7, I have x is 7 and y is 6.
Number 8. Nathan S.
Y is negative
0, 9, negative 3, 0, and 12. Kevin.
Y equals negative 6 and y and x is negative 8.
So number 12 is negative 8, 0, and y-intercept is 0, negative 6. Number 13. Amberly?
X is negative 3, 0, y is 0, 10.
Good job. 14. Ping.
X is 8, 0 and y is 0,
Good job. And 15. Last one on this page. David? Number 15, anyone else? David next. Zero, 2.5. These are a little hard to see, but mine looks like that. This one looks like that. And this one over here looks like that. Alright, so that whole first page, questions. No?
Good morning. The time is 7:50 and the
So the back page was a little harder. You have some of the problems. So 16, you can tell me what their equation was. So their equation.
to grab the box on the thing. I didn't see it. Please be quiet.
1.25x plus 2.5 y.
Good job, yes. And then what are the x and y intercepts if you have that equation?
Y is 0, 8 and x is 16, 0.
Good job.
Please
So that's what everyone said. Mine is really small, but it's 1.25x plus 2.54 equals 20. That's it. X is potato salad, and y is pasta salad. So you should have looked at this graph and realized potato salad is on the x, so you're going to make potato salad x, and pasta is on the y, so you make pasta y.
Congratulations. This year my boys
That's how they gave me the graph, so that's how you should have done it. Any questions on 16?
Josh Hilderhoff, 400 meters.
17. You can give me the equation that they. Well, actually, you already were given one, so it was the one you were given.
Tyler Rice.
What did you get for your x and y intercepts with? Y equals 24 minus 4x.
And Aaron Collins.
So, okay, hold on.
Y by
The girl team also won an assignment was 84 to 37.
So you should have gotten 6, 0, 0, 24, 500, but
Oh,
say that.
1500, 3200 meters.
And
100 meter relay.
the question, how many economy cars are rented when 4 luxury cars
100 meter
have been
relay.
rented, depending on your line, it's a ruler or not. Mine's about 8.
Alexis Burke.
So 4 will go up. It looks like about 8 economy cars. Anything less than 10 probably would be okay.
Great work for both teams.
Those are open to interpretation, but we'll look at your graph and see if your answer makes sense or not. Depending on what you
Thank you then for 9th or 10th grade.
Questions on 17. I think some people were overthinking it. They gave you the equation, so you didn't have to
I'll
know
find
that.
out in the senior high athletics question Thursday.
And 18, this one was a hard one. You can tell me part A. What was your equation? So you should have remembered perimeters and you add all the sides together. You know this is x, that's x, this is y, that's y. So x plus y plus x plus y. That's 2x plus 2y equals 7. So what are my x and y intercepts? X is 26, 0, 26, 0, y is 0, 26. Your graph should look like mine. This very last question is what we did like with the surfboard and the boogie boards. So you can split up the time. What are some different combinations? Nathan.
Please test the loss of power boxes in the 8K and LV hours. For any loss for tonight. All items in the loss of power box.
On my graph. Anybody else have some more combinations? Joseph? 5.
Have a great day.
And 14, yep. So I did some like 4, 22, 10, 16, 25, 1. Any questions on how I got the different combinations? Sam?
I thought they were supposed to equal 52, like take the two values.
That's the perimeter up top, so you'd have to double it. 2x plus 2y. you're speaking about the picture, then yes, that would make sense. But this is all the different possibilities, not taking into account the theoretical picture here.
They don't jump into scale. They try to confuse you.
Oh, that's nice. Kind people.
Because otherwise, if that was true, then you'd probably cut off the line right about there. This is 12 equals 12, right? So you wouldn't have this half. That's only if they tell you that, though. Good question. Any other questions? So, thumbs up those notes down to your homework. Okay, awesome. So get out your notes. We're going to page 12. We are going to learn about slopes of lines, but we're going to get it from different graphs, and we're going to use the points, and then we're going to find slope. So this is a great lesson. Woohoo! Yes. Everybody notes out, page 12. It says exploring slope 8.4a at the very top. Okay, so slope is the ratio of the line's vertical change called the rise. So vertical change, is it going up or is it going down? Rise, yes. This is what we're, yeah, this is that, just except in words. So good job, Ben. Up. Right, so up or down. Rise is up or down. And to the horizontal change called the run. So what Ethan just told me is that it's the ratio of rise over run, and this is the vertical change up or down. The run is the horizontal change, which means left or right. So we're making a ratio with rise over run. Okay, so the very next part, so the slope of the line, given 2 points on a non-vertical line, so it can't be up and down, you can find the slope m of the line using rise over run, just like what we talked about before. And that's the difference in y over the difference of x coordinates. So I have a line right here, and I have 2 points. I have 0, 0, and 2, 3. So if I want to find the slope of the line, I do rise first, so up. I'm going up 3. That's the rise. And then the run, I'm going right 2. So those are both positive. I'm going up, it's positive. I'm going right, it's positive. So my slope, or m, is 3 because I went up 2, that's the rise, over 2 because I ran, or I went right 2. Think of, whenever you're thinking of rise, think of elevators. You go up and down in an elevator, maybe at a hotel or somewhere else. You go up and down in elevators. And for run, you can think of actually running on a field or something like that. You're going horizontal. Or you can think about, you know, those things at the airport that you just stand on and they take you. You can think of that too. Because they take you in a direction. You don't. It's nice and fun. So how many of you remember this? Anyone other than Nathan? Awesome. Okay, so in the examples, next, I have for number 1, I need to find the slope. So I'm going to pick 2 lines, or 2 dots. I need 2 dots, and I'm going to find m. So I'm going to start here, go to the right 1. That means my bottom is 1, my slope m is 2 over 1. Now say I picked another point. Maybe I picked someone else in here, picked this point down here. Same thing, I'm going up 2 and over 1. So you still get 2 over 1. Yeah.
Does it matter which point you use? Like, do you use the top right one and the bottom left one?
Absolutely. Yeah, so say I wanted to go from this point to this point, a really huge distance. Okay, so I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. So I have 8 over. I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. 8 over 4. Is that the same thing as 2 over 1? Yes.
So the slope should be 2.
Yes. Slope is 2. Yep. Any questions on that? You can choose any point you want. You'll always get the same answer. So for 2, this one's a little different. So I'm going to pick this one and this one, just because I'm going to go rise, but I'm going down this time. So this is down 1, 2, 3, down 3. So that's a negative 3. So I'm going down, it's negative. To the right 1, so that's still positive because I'm going right. So m is negative 3 over positive 1, or just negative 3. You can do that too. She just asked me, can I go up 3 and over 1? So I go up 3, that's positive 3. If I go left, it's towards the negative x's, right? Negatives are on this side. So if I'm going left, that's a negative 1. So I get positive 3 over negative 1, which is the same thing as negative 3 over 1. Yeah. Negative 3, if I started here and I go over here, I went down 3. So negative 3. And to the right 1, so it's positive 1. Got it?
What does M stand for?
M stands for slope. So, we've seen a bunch of equations, maybe like y equals 2x plus 1, right? You guys have seen that? Yes? So the generalized form of that, which we'll learn, is y equals mx plus b. So m is basically what you're plugging in right here. Does that make sense?
How do you know which way to go?
Which way to go?
Oh yeah.
As long as you're going up or down first, it doesn't matter. So this one, if you decided to go up and over, you'll get the same answer as if you decided to go down to the right.
And see, if you're confused about the negative, if you look at the line, if it's going down, your slope has to be negative.
Right.
If it's going up, it has to be positive. And this one will show you that a little bit.
That's what I was just going to say. So if this is a line, if I didn't have any of this stuff and you looked at it, you would know, is it positive or negative? True. Right. This line over here is positive. You guys already knew that. So if it's positive, your slope should be positive. You got a positive 2, so that's right. I can check that off. I know that that's right. If I look at this, if I didn't know anything about it, would you know if it was positive or negative? Negative. So if it's negative, you guys should get a negative slope. That's an easy way to check if you're doing slope right. If it's increasing, if it's positive, you should have a positive slope. If it's a negative graph, you should get a negative slope. Okay, so try the third one on your own. Okay, what's the slope on this one? All right.
2 over 3.
Okay, 2 over 3, but is it decreasing or increasing? Or is it positive or negative? Well, look at this graph.
Oh, negative.
Right, so, right, it should be a negative 2 over 3. So if I chose, maybe I chose this point over here, I go down 2, that's negative 2, and to the right 3, that's positive 3, or negative 2 over 3. So always make sure what the graph looks like matches your slope. This is a negative graph, your slope should be negative. Okay, try the bottom row, 4, 5, 6. Try them all. Okay. So think about it.
There's no other points on it.
Right, so what do you do? Yes, number 5 will be tricky. Okay, you can tell me 4. What's the slope of 4? Kevin.
M equals 3 over 5.
Yeah, m equals 3 over 5. So if I pick, maybe I pick this point down here. I go up 3, and I go to the right 5, so those are both positive, up 3 over 5. Questions? No? Okay, this one was a little trickier. So if I chose this point and this point, then I would go up 3, right? So I'm going up 3. But how many do I go left or right? So 0. 0. Does anybody know what that slope is called? There's a word. It starts with a U. Grace? Yes. Good job. Undefined. So right now, we can't have a 0 in the denominator. If you guys keep on going with math forever and ever, you might start to work with things like that. But we know that we can't do that right now, so the slope is undefined. Can't have a 0 in the denominator. Now this one over here is different. So say I chose this spot, I chose this spot. You guys might have chosen a different one. Yeah.
Wait, for the last one, wouldn't it be 0?
Yes, this one?
For that
No.
one?
3 divided by 0, you can't divide something by nothing. Right now. Okay. So your slope is straight up and down. So the slope is undefined. Anything else? Right. So 0 over, in this case I chose a point 3 away. You guys might have had, you picked one 4 away, you might have picked one 1 away, so 0 over 1, but it's always going to be 0. So if you look at that line, it's not increasing and it's not decreasing. It's just staying the same. It's like that little thing that you get on at the airport, it just takes you. You don't do anything. So your slope, your rate of change is 0 because it's not changing, it's just flat. Does that make sense? M equals 0. All right. So the very next question, you and your friend are taking a week-long trip on your bicycles. It's on the very next page. On your first day, you come to a hill that has a sign that says 8% grade. Tell your friend that this means that the hill has a vertical change of 8 feet for every 100 feet change in horizontal distance. So if you were trying to find the slope, how can we write that slope? Abigail? Right, 8 over 100. So they tell you that the hill has a vertical change of 8, so you know that has to go in the rise spot. And it has a 100 feet change in horizontal, so you put that in the run spot. M equals 8 over 100. Right? You could, definitely. You want to tell me what this simplified version is?
2 over 25.
Yep. Here. You divided it. Keep slopes, because if you were going to graph, you could divide it, but if you're going to graph, you'd want to go up 8. You don't want to do a decimal. So try to keep slope always a fraction. Don't Don't make it a decimal because it's easier to graph if slope is always a fraction. All right. So we are finding the slope of the hill. When you're biking uphill, the slope of the line that represents the hill is what? This is just overall. Right, positive. So whenever you are going up the hill, it looks like this, right? And that line is positive. If you're biking downhill, the slope of the line that represents the hill is what? Right, negative. So when you're biking downhill, it looks like that. And your line is negative. And when you're biking on ground that's completely level, the slope of the line that represents your path is what? Josh? That's up and down. So what would it be if it's horizontal and not changing? Daily. Zero. Right, 0. So you're completely level. The slope of your line is 0. You're not doing any work. All right, so now try the 4 closing on your own, the very bottom of that page. No, which type of slope is being demonstrated? So you're doing positive, negative. Is it 0? Is it undefined? What is it? All right, number 1 is what? Jackie. Right, this is positive. Number 2. Okay. Negative. And number 3, straight up and down. Abigail?
Undefined.
Right, undefined. And last one, number 4. Skylar? Right, 0. Any questions on that closing one? Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs below. How was that lesson? Because if you're awesome at it. Okay, we'll turn to the next page. 8.4b. 8.4b, we're still using slope, but now we're going to find an equation. So, defining the quality term slope is the rate of change. Another definition for slope. And next, you guys learned N is rise over run. That's what we just did. And now we know rise and run is up and down, so that's the change in the y values. The y-axis goes like this, so when you go up or down, you're changing y. So that's the change of y. And if you're running, or doing something on a flat surface, you're going left or right. That's changing the x values. The x-axis looks like this. If you're running, you're changing your x. So now if you're given 2 points algebraically, instead of looking at a graph, we can find slope by doing y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. That's if you're given 2 points. So if I give you an ordered pair that looks like this and another ordered pair that looks like this, and I just want to say this one is the first one I gave you, so I'm going to denote it as 1. This is the second one I gave you, so I'm going to denote it as 2. So they're giving you 2 different points. You can use this formula, and you can find out slope. So we'll do practice with it in a second. So this one, if I'm doing graphically, if I'm doing rise over run, someone tell me what n is. I got these 2 points to figure out. Rise over run. Alexis? Awesome. -3 over 4. So down 3, that's -3. Over to the right 4, that's positive 4. Now, who can tell me what the coordinates of these 2 points are? We are given 2 points. Who can tell me the coordinates?
-4, 1, and 0, -2.
Yep. -4, 1, and 0, -2. So what I'm going to do to make this easier on myself, I'm going to say this is my first order pair, so x1, y1. This is my second one, so x2, y2. I don't want to get mixed up, so I'm going to label it underneath it. And we just learned that m equals y2 minus y1, or the change in the y, over x2 minus x1, or the change in the x. So I can just plug in my values now. Y2 is negative 2, so negative 2 minus y1 is 1, over x2 is 0, x1 is negative 4, so minus negative 4. Make sure you're doing minus negative 4. What does this bottom one turn into if I have 0 minus negative 4? True. Right. Positive 4. So when I do this, negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. 0 plus 4 is 4. Did I get the same thing? Yes. Yes. So you can use it, if I give you 2 points, you can find the slope, or if I give you the graph, you can find the slope. Yeah.
Will you ever have these algebraic book, or is it just true?
Oh, absolutely. So look at the next part. They just give you points. So for part A, they give you 8, 2, and 3, 1. Same thing, I'm going to label it. This is my first order pair, that's x1, that's y1. Second order pair, that's x2, that's y2. I know slope is... Are you going to tell me the answer?
Wait, no, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
If you label them like the other way around, you get points.
Same answer. You just have to make sure you're consistent. Holding it in. So my equation is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now when I plug this in, I hope you're doing it with me. I have 1 minus 2 over 3 minus 8. So my slope is what? Gosh, this. Right, 1/5. You get negative 1 over negative 5, then that's positive, because there's 2 negatives, so positive 1/5. Yeah?
Can you just subtract the second first number from the first number, and then the second is the second?
Can you do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2?
Like, couldn't you do 8 minus 3 and then 2 minus 1? Put the y in the x equation?
Yes. Right? So he's asking, do I have to use the second one first and then subtract the first? No. But you have to be consistent. So if I start with the second and subtract y, I have to make sure for the x's, I start with the second and subtract the first. If I start with the first, I have to make sure first minus the second, I have to make sure my bottom is the first minus the second too. So whichever way you choose, you have to make sure you're being consistent. You're doing the same thing on the top and the same thing on the bottom. All right, try letter B. Some of you are probably there. Make sure you're doing y's on the top and x's on the bottom. I see some people putting x's on top. Okay, so you can tell me my slope. I saw some good answers. Great. Right, 3 over 2. You got 2 over 3, that means that you put the x's on top by accident. Always put the y on top. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs no, thumbs down. Okay. So your homework today, I'll go back to the page, is 4.4. All that's on page 125 in your homework packet.
It's 8.
4.4?
It's
You
8.4.
don't have 4.
It's 8.4.
No,
125.
125 is 4.4.
Oh.
You just have to go to page 125. Says practice 4.4 at the top. Plot the points and draw a line through them. Okay, is everybody on it as graphs on the very first page? Page 125. Graphs looks like this. Says practice 4.4 at the top. Okay, so for this very first page, you're looking at the graph and you're determining slopes graphically. So you're using rise over run. So if you need to make a note, actually 1 through 15. On 1 through 15, you're plotting the points, you're drawing a line, and then you're going to use rise over run to figure out slope. Right, that means that do rise over run. Don't do the formula yet. Okay. Okay, yep, then just get the slope. Just do rise over run. So wherever you see a graph, you're doing rise over run, you're figuring it out from the graph. At the very bottom, 16 through 24, that's where you're using the formula. So they give you 2 points, you're finding the slope based on the formula that we just did. Any questions on the direction